the Daily Ramble podcast. Good morning, West Ham fans. I hope you're all well. Welcome to Claret and Booze. Sorry about the Barnet. Just as well, I'm going to get my haircut shortly anyway. State of it. No product in this heat. I got even more frizzy. This video is going to be, there's going to be some bonus features at the end. So it will be longer than my usual ramble, but there will be timestamps in the description that will enable you to sort of skip through different parts of it as well. So in the first part of this video, it will be a standard format ramble. So we're going to kind of go through, briefly touch on the game yesterday. I decided against doing a post-match review because I didn't feel very happy afterwards. So, you know, I didn't want to kill the buzz. I've slept on it. I feel much better now. I've had some news as well. So I'm going to talk about that. And then we are going to go on and talk about this transfer window just keeps on getting more and more mental. I think that is the right word for it. Some amazing players that we're linked with. Some you're aware of, some you might not be aware of as well. So we'll get onto that as well. But there's one player in particular that just mind blowing. It's one that's only kind of, I've heard the name mentioned throughout the window, but I was thinking, nah, no chance. We're not gonna get anywhere near him. But apparently we are. So the us in the transfer window, we just keep rolling on. Now, as I said on the video the other day, it does really help this channel if you subscribe. I did prove that if I don't ask, I don't get. So please drop a like on the video if you want. I'm going to hold my breath until you like the video. All right. No, I'm not really. But no, look, it does really help us. So please drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we will crack on with the show now. Thank you very much. Okay, West Ham faced off against Celta Vigo yesterday at the London Stadium. The lineup wasn't really what I was expecting. But there are a lot of factors that we've got to kind of bear in mind here. All right. A lot of the new players have only just come in. They've been in for about a week. You know, Fore, Somerville. Rodriguez played. He started. And there were lots of moments in that first half where you could see what you would imagine that Lopetegui is going to try and do with this West Ham team. We was holding onto the ball a lot. We was kind of controlling large portions of that first half. We were. Lucas Paqueta looks absolutely fucking outstanding. Ridiculous. The assist for Bowen's goal. I mean, how many times have we seen that from him now? It just perfectly weighted. The vision, the execution, just wonderful. Wonderful player. Wonderful to have Paqueta back. You just got to hope that the FA clear him because he's world class. I've been saying it for ages. People say he's not. He is. I love the bloke. So there was a lot to be, line up aside, there was a lot to be happy with in the first half, I felt. Souček played in the first half as well. He did well. I'm going to go on to talk about Souček in a minute. But then in the second half, we started making changes. And then we ended up with Jedwood in midfield. We ended up with James Ward-Prowse and Souček in midfield. From that point on, we lost control of the game. And it just turned to crap. It did. It's as simple as that. I was very frustrated by this. This is why I didn't go on to do a review after the game because I was angry, if I'm honest. So I'm glad I waited because now I've let the dust settle. I can kind of see it for what it is. For me, it's we kind of had a chat last night, and we think it's a bit of a shop window thing for Souček because I don't see any place for him in this team. I mean, you had the West Ham commentators waxing lyrical about his amazing performance. I mean, come on. He completed some passes. Is that where we are now as West Ham fans? We credit a professional footballer for actually managing to complete a pass to their own teammate. I know it's unusual for Souček, but people were going on like he had this amazing game. I just blew my mind. The commentators was winding me up more than anyone. And then obviously you've heard some other people go on to say how wonderful Souček was. He wasn't. It was just, he played all right. He weren't crap. You know? But anyway, look, I'm not going to get too focused on that. James Ward-Prowse came on, or did he? Did he come on? I didn't see him. This is the invisible man. We had no midfield, none. I don't know what Potts has done to upset anyone. He didn't get any game time, I don't believe. Urfi came on, looked all right, but we lost complete control of the game. Fulkrug was brought on at a time when we removed the creativity in Paqueta. What was he ever going to do? It cut that kind of isolated striker up front on his own. And in that type of system, Füllkrug is just going to be a lump, useless. You need to get players up and around him, otherwise he's going to look like that. The same as Haller and Scamacca have looked playing up front for West Ham over the years. But we know that this isn't going to be the way that we play in the Premier League. We know it isn't. So I'm very confident that there will be changes. There will be big changes against Villa, and I'm very confident because I'm not expecting us to come out and play amazing football straight away. I'm not. I just didn't expect to see 90% of the same of what we saw last season at this point. Because if Lopetegui does put a team out that's completely different against Aston Villa, and they look like 11 strangers, I know that there are certain elements of that team that have come in that have been on international duty and have only just come into the club. But that is what pre-season is for. If they look like 11 strangers, then you will ask questions and go, well, why didn't you just play your 11 best players more or as close to it as you could in pre-season to allow them to get to know each other more? Because that is what pre-season is all about. You don't want to start doing that at the start of the season. Of course, this could go the other way. This could be a ruse by Lopetegui. None of us know. He might be so confident with his starting 11, he might know who it is, and we might sort of come out against Aston Villa and kick on and think, whoa, well, look at Tim in the window. They've surprised us with that. I could get surprised with this. But no, I'm not going to blow smoke up anyone's arse. I don't gaslight. I don't lie. You know, I listen to sort of the sentiments of what my old mum would have said back in the day. If you got nothing nice to say nothing at all. So that's what I decided to do yesterday. I didn't have much nice to say, apart from the goal. Paqueta's performance and Bowen's finish. Nice to see Bowen as captain as well. I thought Kilman looked all right in the first half when we had a better team on the pitch. He looked all right as well. No, so that's that. I don't want to talk about that game anymore. Pre-season's been shit. Not enjoyed it. So just want to get onto the Premier League now. I do. Okay, as we know, we've completed the signing of Todibo. Wonderful, wonderful signing. I'm not going to go into that. I've already spoken about that in detail. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka is basically done. That's done. So that's another one that we've got in. Now, you'd be thinking to yourself, right, well, if we go out now and get Duran, that's a 10 out of 10 window. That's amazing. Well, Duran ain't the only one. Duran's still very much on the cards, by the way. This is going to happen. I can feel it. When you saw Füllkrug yesterday, we need another mobile striker as well. We do. You need a different option. So I do think that we're going to get another striker in. And I believe it will be Duran. And that will be amazing. See, for me, that will be it. If we got Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Duran, 10 out of 10 window. But they're not happy with 10 out of 10. They're not. We are linked. And this feeds more into the fact it was proof that Lopetegui knows what's going on in midfield. We are linked with Carlos Soler. Carlos Soler from PSG. Going to play you his little show reel while I'm talking to you. Now, this player's 27 years old, used to play for Valencia, moved to PSG in 2022. I think they signed him for around about 18 million euros. It's rumoured that we could get this player for about 20 million. I'm not going to talk too much about him because you can see him on the screen. He can do everything. He's got pace. He can carry the ball. He's strong in the tackle. He's technically, amazing. Like leagues above. He can finish. His best position is in the 8, in central midfield. He can play in the attacking central midfield as well, so he can play in the 10. He can also play right midfield. He is a delicious footballer. He really is. So when you factor in that we've already signed Rodriguez, and now it looks like we're going to be going after this unbelievable Spanish midfielder. I'm watching it myself now. I mean, it's ridiculous, this is. This is a top-class player, a top-class talent. He hasn't had... Oh, look at the finish. Look at the finish. Little dink. Reminds me of myself over at Etney Marshes. After I just skinned Virgil. So, yeah, that is a player that we are not just linked with. It's looking like we're pursuing. We're going to be going after him the second the Aaron Wan-Bissaka deal is signed, sealed, the media stuff's done. He's next. The other one is Trevor Chalobah. Shall I leave that on for a minute while I talk about the others, just so you've got something else to look at rather than my face? I can't stop watching it myself, though, now. It's distracting me. So we're after Trevor Chalobah as well, which is great. You know, he's been frozen out of Chelsea. He's not training with the team. It's rumoured that we could do a similar thing as to what we've done with Todibo, with Chalobah, and that's kind of a loan with an obligation to buy, which would align with our FFP requirements as well. So that's two brilliant players, because Chalobah's like a utility player, right? He can play centre-back, he can cover at the full-back positions, and he can also play in midfield as well. He's a very, very flexible player, a great squad player. That is a substantial upgrade on Johnson, who we've just lost. Chalobah is. Because the rumour is that Soufal is going to want to move on. It isn't just going to be because he is frustrated with the fact that Aaron Wan-Bissaka's coming in and he won't be getting game time. We know he's not happy with his wages. He's one of the lowest paid at the club. He's 32. I think we'll see Soufal move on for that reason, and several ITKs have confirmed the same as well. The same ITKs that X has gone on to say as well that all of these developments, the fact that we've got Rodriguez, the fact that Paqueta at the moment, look at him, he's going to be playing in the middle. We've got Alvarez to come back, and we're going after Soleil. Then James Ward-Prowse and Souček are going to be surplus to requirements. They are. So they're two players that we will try to move on if we can, but for a fee. Obviously, they're two players that have got value. You can't go doing what we've done with Kurt Zouma and basically give him away as long as people are happy to cover his wages. But a couple of players that we are considering doing that with are Danny Ings, Maxwell Cornet, and was there one other? No, I think it was just those two. So it was Danny Ings and Maxwell Cornet. We're considering doing the same as what we've done with Zouma, and that's basically just giving them away as long as somebody will cover their wages. That's what we're considering doing. So this window is insane. It keeps getting better. It does. This is a complete overhaul. A complete overhaul. I mean, let's have a count up of the amount of play. Let's just say that we signed this guy and Duran and Chalobah, right? And we're linked with another centre back as well, by the way. There's another centre back that we're linked with. So that's what's his name? Guilherme, number 1. You got Max Kilman, number 2. Wes Foderingham, number 3. Who came next? Somerville, number 4. Then you had Rodriguez, Fulkrug, Todibo, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. If we sign Duran, that's 9. If we sign Soler, that's 10. If we sign Chalobah, that's 11. If we get the other centre-back, that's 12. 12 players. And the only one really who isn't going to be involved very often in the matchday squad is going to be Wes Foderingham, the third. That's 11 players. 11 senior players we're bringing in. So that is proof in itself that the team that David Moyes built was not capable of playing a different style of football. It was never going to work. It was never going to happen. So it's been identified. That might have been what pre-season was all about. Like I said to you, it could have been a cunning plan hatched between Lopetegui and Steidten to basically convince the money man to start spending, because it was no coincidence, I don't believe, that we started getting these players in once a pre-season once that US tour had almost finished, because we looked horrible. We looked toilet. So it could have been orchestrated. I think you do have to play these games, when you've got somebody like Sullivan that does need convincing. So amazing. I don't really know what to say, where we're going with this. It's a lot, is what I will say. So if you're bringing in 11 to 12 players, it's going to take a lot to turn that into a team. Because a lot of the teams that you're coming up against, they're settled, They're coming in from last season. This is a new team. They're going to be learning a new style. They're going to be learning about their teammates as well, learning about their movements. So it's going to be too much to expect that West Ham kick on. If we make this many changes and we bring these additional players in, it's going to be far too much to expect us to be amazing and perfect from the off. It's almost impossible to expect that. You can't. So I think what I said the other day stands. I do think that we're going to have some great games, but I think we're going to have some moments where we go, oh, God, moments of correction, sort of bump back down to earth moments. Because when you're playing out from the back, like we're going to be, you're going to make mistakes. You absolutely are. We've seen it in pre-season. Aguirre's made umpteen. He's a player that I think will be moved on as well. Although he's not as desperate to leave now, so I'm told. But if we bring in another couple of centre-backs in, I just don't see... Dinos hasn't been a roaring success either. And I don't blame Moyes entirely for that. I think, the style of play is what I'm trying to say. I think he's made some unforced errors, which is nerve-wracking. Sometimes his decision-making ain't right. But this is exciting stuff, isn't it? It really is. I just want to get started. I almost want the window to be finished now. I want these players in so that we can get to grips with what we've got. and start looking forward to everything moving forward next season. But one thing's for sure, this squad has been completely demoised. Completely. Or at least it will be. The demoisation will be complete when Zuma, his love child Souček, and, the boss's son, James Ward-Prowse, because that's who he reminds me of. The kid that plays, he ain't very good, but he takes every penalty, every free kick, every corner. He's just always there. That's what he reminds me of. And so I think once those players are gone and they've been moved on, which I think they will be, then it's going to be exciting. The demoisation will be complete. Right, okay, so that's it for this section of the show. All right. The next section of the show is driven by Jay, who you know, and our community as well. So we run a West Ham community, and we've got some absolutely great people on there, and they're very kindly agreed to sort of come on and give short, sharp snippets of what the West Ham way is. That's what they're kind of, we had to suffer it all last year. We had to listen to it from David Moyes in the podcast a few weeks ago. I don't know what the West Ham way is. Even John Lyle wouldn't know what the West Ham way is. Well, how the fuck would he know? Well, these are proper West Ham fans telling you what the West Ham way is. Not telling you, because you know. But, giving their own idea, their own example of what that is and what West Ham means to them. Very uplifting stuff. It really is. And, you're going to be seeing more of this on the lead up to the season. Not everyone's happy and sort of comfortable with their videos being shared on YouTube. Most of them will just be on Circle. So please, be nice about the people that are going to be doing this. Don't forget, we run a support group. You never know who's in there for support and who's not. So they're being very brave to sort of come on screen and give their opinion. All right? So, criticise me, but don't criticise them, is what I'm trying to say. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to hand you over to Jay now. Come on, you irons. And don't forget, before I go, drop a like on the video, please. It does help us. Speak to you soon. Come on, you irons.
You all right? Right, Christy. So, welcome everyone to Claret and Booze. My name is Jay, and this is my daily ramble. And I've got I've got a top lineup today. Indeed, we've got some different generations of West Ham fans, and yes, I'm the youngest, obviously. So, we're going to be asking these wonderful three questions in regards to what I feel definitely as West Ham fans at the moment we should be talking about and looking forward to. So I'm going to start off with Millsy down in my bottom right bins. So if you can get yourself off mute, Millsy. By the way, people, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and please hit the like button. All right. Millsy, do you want to come off mute me, mate? How you doing, mate?
There we go, fella. Yeah, I'm all good. How are you doing?
I'm really good. And I'm really grateful for you giving up your time to give this a crack as well. So I know these questions, you've already been lined up with the questions. I know they're meaningful questions too, so I'm looking forward to your answer. So what happens is, people, as you know, I hit five. It is five. It just looks two because it's backwards. 5 minutes on the clock for 3 questions in total. So you've got 5 minutes in total. Question number 1, and I'll start the timer once I've asked you the question, mate, is what is your favourite West Ham memory?
Okay, favourite West Ham memory. Well, there's been so many. One that was very close was obviously the last night at Upton Park. What can you say? You don't know and remember that with absolute fondness. But I think my favourite moment, and it's an ongoing moment, it sounds a little soppy, maybe a little wet, but 2007, when my son was born, I remember we got him a bib, and on that bib it said, I support West Ham because my daddy says so. Fortunately enough, 17 years later, he is a hammer, so it didn't go to waste on him. And we share so many good times, the ups, the downs with West Ham over the years. He is very passionate about West Ham. He does get the ump if they don't perform, and particularly last season was tough on him. But I am so proud of him, and what with him and my father, who's got prostate cancer, it's 3 generations, and we like to get together and have a good old chinwag. So West Ham have helped us to sort of bridge that gap and really come together as a family. 3 generations. So that's my ongoing memories, if you like, and hopefully there'll be many more to come.
Brilliant, mate. And yeah, again, I'll mirror that. I hope there's many more to come. Right, I'm not going to take your time, though. So, question 2, and this is the big one for me. What is the West Ham way, Millsy?
The West Ham way. Well, like you said, I mean, the West Ham way is a very personal thing to everyone. But I mean, I come from the East End of London. I no longer live there anymore. I live just over from Hackney Marshes. But for me, I mean, I weren't around when the '60s was on with the lads we had then. But it's a touch of class. Win, lose or draw. I think we just like to have some times when the team are greater than the sum of their parts. When we can have a bit of pride in our team, when they give a little bit of something back to the fans, and occasionally they rise above expectations. The academy is core to that for me, and we just absolutely love to see a young lad come through the academy and break into the first team. And if they're West Ham born and bred like Noble, I mean, even better. But to have the players play for the badge, to play for the fans, there's nothing greater. And as long as they give us 100% on that pitch, in return, I think, and we've shown it over the years, we'll adore them. And we'll even set them up as cult heroes. So, yeah, that's the West Ham way for me. A little bit of class on the pitch. We don't always have to win, but as long as they try, and we'll sing their name and chant them all day long. Yeah.
Love that, mate. Great answer. So, last question. You've done really good for time. Still got 1:45 on the clock here, fella. So, why are you excited for this new season?
Oh, who can't be excited for this new season? I don't think I've known a pre-season as positive as what we've got at the moment. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, look at the news today. What a turnaround from last season. Yes, it's probably going to take time to gel, but what I really want to see happen is the division that's happened to our club over the last few years be broken down. I want us to come back and be united, and create some new moments, if you like, new memories for all of us. So, yeah, that is what I'm looking forward to. And I think they've done some amazing work in the window. It'll take time, but I'm very confident that come sort of next season, it'll be looking good.
Mate, with 51 seconds to spare, you show off Git. That was fucking amazing.
Yes.
Great answer. Oh, do you know what I'm going to do? Because we're like that here at Down Boost. I'm going to add that 46 seconds to Ben's time. There you go, Ben. You can thank Millsy. Rick, and by the way, Rick, if Ben goes over, yours is going down. Only joking, bro. Right. So you do get an extra 46 seconds though. But Millsy, brilliant, mate. Love that. And I love the way you incorporated your family, the generations into your ongoing West Ham memories. That was lovely, bruv. Brilliant. Thanks, mate. Right, Ben, sir, would you like to come off mute? And first and foremost, how are you, mate?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, really good. And just like with Millsy, I'm really grateful for you giving up your time. And I'm interested to hear your answers as well. So, question number 1, mate. Favorite West Ham memory, please.
Oh, favorite West Ham memory. Oh, it's quite a recent one, really. It is probably watching us win the Conference League. And see, growing up in the 90s and the noughties, I watched us fail a lot of times at the last hurdle. From us in the FA Cup final, seeing Gerrard bollock that ball into the top corner. The Palace playoff final. What was it? Dougie Freeman scoring in the last minute or something like that. And then more recently against Frankfurt, where our hearts were broken. I started to believe that I was destined to never watch West Ham win a trophy. And then me and my dad, we went and watched it, not at the game, at the local boozer. And we had a whale of a time. Honestly, we sat there just watching it. And there were only about 20 people in there, locals. And it was quite quiet. And me and him just set that pub on fire, literally singing songs. And they must have thought, who the fuck are these guys? And we were just singing songs all night. And when Bowen went in and scored that goal, literally, we both jumped up hugged each other. And I've not seen my dad cry as an adult, but he burst into tears and we both hugged each other. And I am so grateful for West Ham for giving me that memory. Amazing. But yeah, what a memory.
What an answer, bruv. You got me going. I'm all trying to keep it together. Blowing your eyes, Jay. Mate, you got the tingles on my. I was there with you and your dad in the middle. Cuddle me.
Yeah.
Mate, that's a cracking answer. So, question 2, and you got just over 3 minutes and 50, yeah? What is the West Ham way, Ben?
Oh, well, it's certainly not a style of football like David Moyes thinks it is, or the pundits. It's, what is it? Well, it's many things. It's hard to describe. It's if you go for a player's perspective, if they go out there and give it their all, what all fans want is players to just go out there and give it all their all for their shirt, and then us as fans will get behind them and sing our fucking hearts out. And West Ham way as well, I see it as, in a weird way, family. That's the biggest thing I can see. If you walk up to a guy in the street and they tell you they're West Ham, you might not know him, but you'll start telling them your life story. You won't get that with any other club. It's West Ham. That's just the way it is. It's the West Ham way. You could literally walk up to anyone and they tell you they're West Ham, and you'll be sat there speaking to them for about an hour because they're West Ham. Literally, that is the West Ham way. Family.
Love that, mate. Love that answer. And again, I'll tell you what, mate, you need to put this one out, or you're just going to give Rick loads of time to have a load of fun with this. So, mate, last question. Why are you excited for this new season?
Oof. Many reasons. Excited to make more memories. I'm excited to take my daughter to her first game. I was going to take her last year, but I thought, no, I don't want to take her to that. It was quite negative last year in the stadium, so I didn't want to take her. Excited for the unknown as well, because last year you could predict a lot of things. You could predict the starting 11. You could predict when the sub was made, when the first sub, 70th minute probably. You could predict everything. You predict how the game would go. But now everything's unpredictable. How the game's going to play, how we're going to play, everything. And it's our new signings. How are they going to be? It's all exciting. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Mate, bang on, bruv. And that is literally 1 minute and 30 to go. Rick, take your time, brother. You can get into this, mate. Thank you so much, Ben, honestly, for that. It's brilliant. Love that about your daughter as well. Again, it's them little caveats for me. I agree. That's what makes West Ham. So, Ricky, sir, first and foremost, how are you, Rick?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Really enjoyed them answers, Millsy, Ben. Really enjoyed it, mate. Yeah, some good answers there.
And the good thing is you got to listen to them, bro. So, you know.
Brilliant.
Right, so, mate, over to you first of all. Oh, thanks again, Rick. Again, thank genuinely all of you giving up your time for this. It really does make a difference for people, you know. Right, over to you, mate. Question number 1. Oh, hold on. I've nearly, my light's gone and everything. I've nearly robbed you. I've only give you 1 minute 30 there, mate. Hold on. Let's get the light back on. Can't do that. That's very Tottenham. Right, so, question number 1, mate. Favourite West Ham memory?
Oh, mate, you know what? It's been, because I know the question, it's been really good going over the memories. There's been so many. Recently, Prague. Didn't go to the game, but was out there for the fan zone. Take my boy to his first game. Being with my daughter when we played Seville in that European night. Even games like Cambridge, I went on my own. I was 12, last game of the season, 93, won promotion. So there's been loads, but do you know what? My best favourite memory is still the first ever game I went to. My dad took me, I was 7 or 6, I think, at the time, against Tottenham. Didn't have a clue what to expect, just wanted to go to a football match. My old man's like, no, take me West Ham. So I think I wanted to go to Liverpool at the time, so I was winning everything. And I just remember the walk from Upton Park Station, down Green Street, the smells, the sounds, the queuing up for the turnstiles at the North Bank. You know, just I was amazed before I even walked into the stadium. But it was Tottenham and we got there quite, near kickoff. So walk through the North Bank and I couldn't see a thing. So I'm obviously little and, I can hear all the noise. But I'll never forget when my dad lifted me up and put me at the back of the ironworks, right behind the goal, and I saw that pitch. It's honestly still vivid now. So, it's just, the atmosphere that day. We won 2-1 and honestly fell in love with West Ham, literally obsessed from that minute onwards. So that's my favourite memory.
Oh, that's a banger. That is a banger, mate. Didn't disappoint, mate. And as with everyone else, intrigued. Question 2. What's the West Ham way, Rick?
West Ham way. For me, it does involve the football as well. Because with Moyes and anti-football, that doesn't matter what the fan base is like. It's really important. So, attacking, entertaining football, but just giving it a go. We've been shit for more years than I can remember, but when the West Ham way on the pitch, it's been giving it a go, and not giving up, and having players that really want to play for the shirt, having the Dicks, Johnny Monkers, Billy Bonds, more recently, even for now, getting it, getting what we want from the players, and then they're legends forever, but a big, massive part of it is the fans. It's the tribalism that goes with it. I'm sure there are other fans that feel the same about their club, but for me, West Ham is the fans. The sense of humour when we've lost games. The atmosphere, singing non-stop when we lost 4-0 to Nottingham Forest in that semi-final. But feeling like you're that 12th man. And you actually genuinely feel that you've lifted the players at times, and they've gone on and scored a goal, and you just feel like Ben said, part of a family. I've lost count untold people over the years who I've embraced, cuddled, kissed, never knew their name, never meet them again, but for that moment you're West Ham. But for me, you need it all to click. We had some moments under Moyes, can't lie, but overall it was the football, I think, that stopped the rest of it clicking. So that's my answer for that one.
Cracking, banging answer, mate, as well. Yeah, totally get that. And like you said, it is the amount of people randomly. It's that instant moment, isn't it? It's that, ah! It's that brain come. Anyway, I had a little bit of time because you've got loads of it. So, mate, last question is, why are you looking forward to this new season, mate?
In a nutshell, because there isn't no David Moyes this season. That was honestly, if we had exactly the same players and Noppy, I'd be excited. Just not having Moyes, but it genuinely feels like a fresh, clean start. It feels like it's going to be a better atmosphere over there. Like Millsy said, hopefully the fans will be united again, because they have been divided. You know what I mean? And that stadium isn't great when you haven't got the football and fans are not really on the same page. So I'm really looking forward to next week, that first game. Hopefully it'll be a sunny day, and just that excitement of knowing that there's a new era. And I weren't that keen on Loppy, I ain't gonna lie, at the beginning, before he's being touted. But mate, the more I listen to him, the more I sort of get to know him, I'm like, I think he's going to be just what we needed. And the signing's just unreal. Waking up today and yet another sensational signing, and you're like, wow, is this happening? So what they're aimed to be excited about, I don't know. If you're a West Ham fan, you've got to be buzzing. I know I am.
Banging. Lad, Millsy and Ben as well, if you want to come off mute yourselves. Lads, honestly, thing is, it gives me fucking tingles just listening to the stories, to the memories. And this is the thing, you said it, Rick, it is a tribalism. I said to someone earlier, it's like a cult. West Ham's like a cult. It really, you can't imagine, could you imagine even what it would be like to support another club? It just, no.
No.
You couldn't imagine, could you? Because you lot smashed it for time, what I'd like to do then is just start. I'll go with Ben, you're on me top left, then we'll go to Rick, then we'll go to Millsy. Predictions, Villa game.
Oh, God. I'm going to that. So
you're going?
I hope. Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, nice.
Spot on.
We're going to go 2-1 West Ham.
Rick?
Fuck Rug to get a goal.
Fuck to get a goal as well. Go on, Rick, sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm going, mate. Taking the two kids. Can't wait. I've got a feeling, mate. Yeah, it's going to be a special day. I'm going for 3-1.
3-1. Lovely.
3-1, yeah.
Goal scorer, even one?
Kudus is definitely going to score.
Kudos,
and
yeah.
I think Fuller, new German, mate. I've got a feeling he's going to bang a goal in.
Lovely. He screams West Ham as it goes.
Oh, mate, he's going to be a legend.
He is, isn't he? He didn't even get his teeth fixed. Fucking what an hero. Millsy, what do you reckon, mate?
I'm going to go 2-0, mate. I just think it's right. And I think Paqueta is going to bang one in. I've got a feeling he's going to come back and he's going to hit the ground running. I think he's going to prove a point, definitely.
Brilliant. Well, lads, genuinely, thank you so much for this. I'm fucking buzzing off the back of this. I've got to get Leo football now. I'm going to be singing bubbles all the way down it, to be fair. But anyway, Ben, thank you very much. Ricky, thank you very much. Millsy, genuinely, thank you very much, lads. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
And throughout the season, what we're probably going to do on this is we're going to retouch base a bit, a few games in, and then sort of do this again, but obviously not with what we're looking forward to start. But we can touch on the West Ham way, what we're witnessing, what the football's like, and whatnot. So for everyone watching, thank you so much. If you got to this far, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Claret and Booze it's a community-driven West Ham channel, and that's what we really want to promote. We are about the fans, all of us, and that's all of us in the we, as everyone that's in there and everyone that's a member. Shout out to the Claret and Booze members as well, and all the team. Love to you all, and come fucking irons. Come irons. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another one of my daily rambles. No, start that again. That is not how I start the thing. I've got to say Claret and Booze. Sorry, lads. Go again. Welcome, everyone, to Claret and Booze. My name's Jay, and this is another one of my daily rambles. Now, if you do like the ramble, please hit the like button. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel. We've got a wonderful community at Claret and Booze. And this particular daily ramble and the ones coming from now up until the start of the season are all going to be about the community. So today, as you probably see already, I've got two wonderful men as guests on with me. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to have a build-up to the start of the season, the first game against Villa, with asking proper West Ham fans 3 questions, which I've been thinking about lately, especially with some of the media and some of the interviews that previous managers have recently given about things like the West Ham way. So the 3 questions I'm going to be asking proper West Ham fans are: question number 1 is, what is your favourite West Ham memory? Question number 2, and this one I'm really intrigued to find out what other West Ham fans feel about this. Question 2 is, what is the West Ham way? And question number 3 is, my mind's blanked. Question number 3 is, why are you excited for the new season? So, lads, get yourselves off mute. And I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you to John, JB, and thank you to Martin, Papa, for joining me. This is the first one of these, lads. How you doing?
All good.
Yeah, fantastic. Very, very well, my man.
Yeah. So we did decide off camera initially that we was very fairly going to do Ching Chang Walla to decide who goes first, because no one wants to go first. But then my link dropped, and whilst I was off camera, these 2 fuckers planned out what they're going to do. So this is going to be interesting who gets the odd one out. So odd one out goes first, right? So hands up, no cheating. We need to see fists here. Right. Ching, hold on as well. It's Ching Chang and you show on Walla, right? Yeah? Ching Chang Walla. You slags. All right, Chris.
Is that
what you planned as well? You 2 Edward Scissorhands before you came on. Right, I'm setting so it don't go on too long. I'm setting the timer at 5 minutes. So off we go. So my favourite West Ham memory was the last game at Upton Park, and it wasn't actually in the ground. I was in the Boleyn with my 2 little brothers. Shout out to Paul and shout out to Dan. Love you both to bits. And we was in the Boleyn, And you remember it was 1-1, wasn't it? And we got who got the last? See, it wasn't even the goal. So it wasn't even who scored the last goal. But we was in the Boleyn, and I knew a goal was coming. And for any West Ham fans that was in the Boleyn that game, as you'll remember this, there was this build-up, almost like we knew something was going to happen. And everyone in the place was packed. I mean, it was, if health and safety had gone in there that day, it would have been shut down. It was Ramo. And I had my brothers next to me, and I said to him, it was one of the moments, like movie moments, lock my arms, because if we score, if we go down, any of us, we get fucking trampled to fuck here. And we scored. And I kid you not, it was like a wave. Like the way that, and I was looking over, my brother pulled me left arm, my brother that, and we were squeezing each other. There was people moving over us, forwards and backward. And I've had some euphoric moments in my life, sometimes involved with Class A drugs back in the day. Nothing came close to that rush, and to have shared it with my brothers. That's the memory for me that it's solid. Do you know what as well? I'm not going to lie. I just started crying my eyes out. I was a blubbering mess by the end. Hold on, lads, oh, I can't. But it was just joy and it was realizing that what was coming to an end as well. So that was my favourite memory, and I'm trying to keep the time down. I've only got 3 minutes left. Right, the West Ham way. For me, first and foremost, the West Ham way when it comes to football, it is entertaining, attacking football where we didn't ever care who we were playing. We'd go for it. Now, that's on the pitch. However, it's bigger than the West Ham. Sorry, it's bigger than just the pitch for me, the West Ham way. For me, personally, it was being the 12th man. At Upton Park, it was them games where them Monday night games or, on the weekend, where as a fan, with all your West Ham fan brothers and sisters, you played your part in getting that win, and the players felt your energy, and we all felt it, and you walked out of that place to a man, to a woman, all 20 or 30,000 of us, all feeling like I felt that day, like, that's West Ham. I'm West Ham. This is what West Ham is all about, that community side of things. And there's also part of the West Ham way for me is the acceptance of when we lost. However, it was how we lost. We lost giving it a fucking go. We didn't lose playing some shitty low block style football that you knew you're set up to show people, by the way you've set up, that you're inferior, you're scared. For me, the West Ham way, we held no fear. It was the West Ham way of we won the World Cup. That's why I got my Bobby Moore scarf on. So for me, the West Ham way engulfs, yes, attacking, no holds barred, fearless football. We knocked the ball about, we had a go. And look at the players we've had over the years to do so. It was being part of a stadium that we were the fortress, Upton Park. We were the 12th man. And, when you leave the morning, you wake up tomorrow, you can hardly fucking talk. You can't even, hey, what that voice? What, mate? I was brilliant last night, wasn't it? It was that. It was knowing that you even give your energy through your voice box over there the night before. So for me, again, the West Ham way is a community experience that no manager, well, I say no manager, recent managers, they're never, ever going to understand what the West Ham way was, because, to be honest, they didn't play the West Ham way and they didn't get involved in the West Ham way. So unless you do that, you've got no idea what that is. Right, 43 seconds left. Why am I excited about the new season? It is the fear, not the fear, sorry, it's the unknown again. It's going over West Ham. Well, actually, no, it's the known of the unknown. Because I know what we experienced for the last 4 years under David Moyes, whether you're in or out, Moyes, don't give a shit. What we experienced was the same dross every single game. I'm excited to go over there and go, I don't know how we're going to play today. I don't know what system we're going to play today. It's fucking brilliant, isn't it? We're back to being West Ham again. It's that excitement of just being excited for the unknown. And for me, even more than the fact that that's my time, the best 11 I think we've had in a long time with our current squad, regardless of who's coming in or out, regardless of the best 11 we've got, for me, it's bigger than that. It's that
we've got our club back again, and that's what I feel with J-Lo is going to bring. So that's my answer to them questions, lads. Which one of you want to go next? You can either ching up, or one of you can select yourselves.
I'll go.
Whoa, JB just beat you to it. Right, JB. So over to question number 1. Get the timer started. Favourite West Ham memory?
Favourite West Ham memory? I'm not going to say the obvious one, which you already know, which I said I wasn't going to say, which is obviously scoring there. It's too obvious. But my favourite memory was probably one of the first games I went to with my dad and my brother. First couple of times I went just with my dad. And of course, the experience just with him is just phenomenal. Just being on the terraces, experience the weather, the pouring of rain in the floodlights, the smell of the grass when you first come out the tunnel and things like that. But then turning around, seeing my brother standing there as well. And we're all singing like, Billy Bond's Claret and Blue Army, anything like Johnny Lyle's Claret and Blue Army, all them across the years and years and years. Their memories will they're priceless. You can't ever take them away. And that's what bonds a family, and every family that's in there, everyone has had that same emotional connection. So to me, that West Ham memory is just, cheering a goal just as a family it's unreal. Not the same as being at home. When you're on the terraces together, it's surreal. So that's my opinion. The West Ham way, I suppose, anything. The obvious one is obviously getting the football back, because we're a footballing side. We always have been. And to have that taken away from us through Allardyce, through Moyes, to a degree, some of the other managers took it away from us as well, but it's always been there. The West Ham Academy is renowned. It's always been there, always will be there. I suppose the guts and glory players that we had over the years, we've had some flair, mercurial talents. You've had your Di Canios, you've had your Payets, you've had your Bishops, you've had all these magnificent superstars. But on the other hand, alongside them, you've had your workhorses, you've had your Thomas Repkas, you've had your like Martin Allens, you've had your Johnny Moncurs. You know what I mean? They're never going to set the world alight, but they would have right on their sleeve. They gave as much to the cause as the rest of the other players. And to have them kind of players around, that's what unites the fans, because they get behind them. They go and stick a crunching tackle in the first 2 minutes. They know the fans are with them. They ain't going to dribble past 10 players and score a worldie. That's not them. And again, you get players coming to the West Ham way. They adapt to it. They understand it. And I think the best one of many years has got to be Pablo. He got West Ham. There's not many that come over and they open their arms to it, but he took it in and he just embodied what West Ham means. He took it on as a family, and that's why the fans took to him. He was never a world-class player. He's a good player. And the same as Oggy. Oggy was another one. Bilic was another one. They were only there for short times, but they knew what it meant. And to me, as I say, to have West Ham is West Ham United. It always has been. It's not West Ham London. It's West Ham United. We are a united family. And that's what I say. Everybody on them terraces at Upton Park shared every single moment. To have the passion, to have the pride. You went out there and give 100%. You'd lose 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 sometimes. But as long as they gave a shift, you come out of there thinking, all right, we've just beaten by a better side. But to watch a team just capitulate half the time and give up like they have done, it's not a good thing at all. To I say, and just have everyone as a family is just that's to me is what West Ham way is. Everybody on the same side, not arguing amongst each other. My thoughts for the season, it's, as Jay said, it's a clean slate. It's a fresh start. And to go over there and not know you're starting 11 every week, to not know the subs are going to be made in the 75th minute every game, to not know who's coming on in the 75th minute of every game. It's the unknown, and that's the excitement. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I'm actually going to end my hiatus and go back this season. And I've not been for nearly 2 years. So that's me. That's pretty much it for the season. I just can't wait to bring on Villa.
Fucking damn it. You don't even a minute to spare as well, bub. You smashed me out of the water now. But bang, and because we've got a few seconds, Pablo, you're absolute. He just got it. Like you said, that for me, how can he get it and someone like David Moyes, who's there for that amount of time, turn around and say to Simon Jordan, I was managing it for 4 years and even I don't know where it is, because you had your fucking eyes shut the whole time. Anyway,
and Pablo's not a narcissist.
Yeah, good point. 100%.
Right, Mark. So over to question one, obviously, being your favourite West Ham memory.
Favourite West Ham memory was my first game. Called the train to Plaistow, and me and my mates walked from Plaistow up to Upton Park. And the thing that gives me goosebumps, even now talking about it, was that the closer you got to the ground, the louder the roar was and the noise. And for me, it was mind-blowing, my first experience. And as you closer you get, the size of it and the floodlights and it, everything was just so, I was in awe. Just totally in awe. So that gave me a buzz. It's like an addiction. I wanted to feel that again and again and again. So that was my favourite West Ham memory. The definition of the West Ham way: heart, desire, passion, community, family. I've walked into pubs on the way walking up, and there's been people in these pubs that I haven't known, and they're big old bruisers, big hairy bastards like myself, and we're all one. And that's just ladies. All the same. All the same. Blue, claret and blue. And that's what it's about for me. And I saw the Fulkrug interview, and he talked about going to war. That's the player that I want to see on that pitch. I weren't excited about his signing at all, but I watched that interview and he talked about the players and how we've got a strong group of players, and he's got leadership, and he looks like somebody that you would want to go to war with. And I can respect that because I feel like that. I want to go to war. I want to be that 12th man. I want to support my boys. So that's what I think about the West Ham way. And for what am I looking forward to this season? Change. I have hope for the first time in 4.5 fucking years that we're going to see something new, something different, something progressive, something that isn't low block bollocks with that useless Scottish arse sat there with a dumb expression on his face like, I don't know what's going on. Useless, absolutely useless, but it's all gone now. We've got Loppy in there, and I've seen how he's gonna kick ass. And if he don't like what's happening, he's gonna let him have it. And I love that. I want that. I want these players to be held accountable for not putting a shift in. Change, hope for a new season.
Fucking brilliant. He even topped you, Jay, but he had 90 seconds left. What the fuck was I waffling on about? Right, but you know what, though, lads? That was because obviously we spoke about this off camera. None of us, though, let on to what we was going to say, especially about the West Ham way thing, because that has been such a point of contention with. It seems everyone wants to have an opinion about there's no such thing. Fuck off. There is such thing, because you just had 3 examples of, yes, there were similarities, but there was differences. There was personal meanings to what the West Ham way was. We all, obviously, I think it's fair to say we agreed the football was, you know, when we said it was attacking, when we said it was fearless. It was, we never gave a toss, did we? Who we played, we was going for the game, like we was going to win the game. Do you know what I mean? And that definitely is a massive part of the West Ham way. As we've heard, it's even bigger than that. And first and foremost, lads, thank you both for coming on and doing this, because this is the first one. And the first one's not the most difficult, but it's always just the first one, isn't it? So, and anyone from our community, which I'm going to go on to talk about, that gets to watch this, you've sort of got a bit of a leg up now because you've heard our interpretation and answers on this. And I want to end by saying, a massive part of the West Ham way, which I can't remember, which I think you both may have touched it. And I said about the 12th man, and someone said community. And at Claret and Booze, that's what Nick, shout out to you, Nick, and the rest of the lads at Claret and Booze, that's what you've created on this platform. That's why we all agreed on this before we went on camera today. That's what drew us to Claret and Booze. It was like being back in the terraces with real proper West Ham fans. So if anyone out there is interested in becoming a part of our Claret and Booze community, reach out. The membership is fantastic. It's growing all the time. There's more features on there all the time. Yes, there's a support element if you're interested. However, it's still in its core. It's West Ham. So if you're West Ham and you feel like you want to be around, maybe you're feeling a bit detached. I know I was in Spain. Now I'm fucking sitting there with my silly hat on and my scarf and my shirt. I feel like I'm with my West Ham brothers just for you two on screen. So people, reach out, join the community, and look out for more Claret and Booze videos coming up until the start of the new season, which we're all excited for. Thanks, lads.
No worries.
You're welcome, my man.
Go Lions! We'll see you
What
next
you
time,
are?
people.